Alright, we're back on the car again. Well, I gotta start drilling out these spot welds in here. I don't know if you can see them. I'm gonna start drilling those out. This bent metal out of the way because it's the one piece. I'm gonna start straightening out this wheel well. So, done real quick. So as you can see, I've got pieces of metal laying everywhere, and I'm trying to get these spot welds so I can drill them out. And it's kind of on a weird angle, so I need as much access as I can get. As you can see here, like, you know, I got through them. I gotta get some other ones. This one up here. So like I told you, my idea is I'm probably gonna end up cutting it maybe here. And I want to just cut down it to this notch because the spot welds are busted right here. See? So these are fine. I'm gonna like cut down. And that hole would actually be like a good idea to start at. Maybe a little bit before the hole. Who knows? Anyway, like cut it down and like put it right there, and maybe have like a backer behind this. What I'll do is I'll put a bead across it, have enough room to where I can spot weld each side. Like I'm thinking, you know, spot welds going down each side and a bead too with the backer. That's pretty good reinforcement, so next time it gets hit, well, I'm never planning to really drive this car on a public road again when it gets hit. If it, you know, but, you know, have it looking nice again. So I'm probably do my best to like hide the weld, so when I go to pop the hood, you won't see it. So there you go. So far, still cutting away at this. So I'll be back when I'm all finished, really. So I got the upper rail cut to where I wanted to at this notch. So, and one downside was as I was cutting this, I dropped my cutoff wheel and broke it. And that was my last cutoff wheel too, so I gotta run out and go get another pack later. So now we got that situation finished. Now we gotta start straightening out this wheel well. And it is kind of damaged, but it's not that bad. And, you know, I was thinking when I was looking at that one, that this wheel well would actually be more of a bitch to take out because there's more spot welds. They go around and then down into there, and that's taking out the AC unit and shit. One thing too is about that wheel well, it got cut just a little too short. And one of my watchers, he said it's a pretty smart idea that you're keeping it before the suspension because, you know, I thought it over and I thought, yeah, because I could probably screw up my alignment taking off this whole wheel well and all. So, I mean, or, you know, how the suspension works. So, I mean, fixing 3 spot welds and just section the rail, it's a lot easier, yeah? And then this rail too, the dude that came over, he's going to weld. I'm having this car sent out to get welded. I'm not going to mess with this. This guy's been doing structural welding for over 30 years, so I'm pretty sure he's got a sense of what he knows what he's doing. And he said that this is, if you look at that rail, this one, yeah, that one's crooked. So what I'm going to do is, since there's a hole here, I'm going to drill a hole above it, above this bumper mount, stick a rod inside and bend it, you know, use some good old man strength to pull it apart. So now we gotta go get started on this rad support and get it ready for the cut. And this one I could be a little more meaner with because, well, that wheel well's junk, and I can just cut right across it and then get my drill in there and drill out the spot welds, and then I could test fit this, and I'm hoping to at least test fit it today. So let me get back to work and I'll alright, so I'm going to start hammering and dollying out this kink here, and if you can feel it, it ends right about here. Like you can feel the metal with your hands, and it's kind of bent right here. So I'm going to use like 2 different hammers. use my little dingy hammer, my pick hammer, and the multi-purpose dolly will work too. Because it's flat and all, but I'll get my heel dolly out, try it too. You can feel it. I'm going to start from right here and work my way over. Just watch me hammer. Alright, so I got it all ground out, and you can see that it's actually a lot better than what it was. This was actually a straight kink, and I got it feeling pretty much cleaner. You still see, you know, that's where it's supposed to be. This is still kind of bent out, and it's kind of pressed down. What I gotta do is, I don't have too much leverage with the hammer to get really under there, so I gotta like take the tire off and hit underneath. This could actually be the high spots around it, so be good. Yeah, you could hit her. You can't really. I can feel it in my hand. I can feel low here, low. You know where all the paint's low, and some other spots. You can feel upward. You can feel the curve of the wheel well coming back. So feels like this kink's still like a little bit more here. Not so much there, but like to about there. So probably if I hammer this over, it'll move the metal some more, because you know metal has memory. Like it wants to go back to the relaxed state that it once was, or relaxed form that it once was. You know, I can't remember the exact definition, but it goes around like that. Anyway, you want to get it as close as possible to flush. This I'm probably going to end up giving the wheel well like a skim coat of filler, but you know, it's not going to be, you know, like a coat like that. It'll be like one of them paper, you know, just a paper thin coat, skim coat of filler, get everything nice and straight like this here. Then I gotta hammer out that. I gotta take the tire off and get behind there with the hammer, bring it out. And I wish that I had the hammer fitting for my air chisel, but I don't. That would make it go by a lot easier. There you go. I'm gonna start hammering this some more and see what better comes out. As you can see, just using my ding hammer, I was hitting it from underneath, and I had the dolly on top, and you could hear me like pinging against the metal. That's when I knew when it was brought up. So, and what I was doing too was I was looking across this, and I was looking at the curvature of the wheel well. Like you can see here, it's still down more. You can see right on the metal, like where it's still low. So that's where I'm hitting, where you see the curve of the wheel well is upset. That's where the metal is bent down. So this might actually be an almost no Bondo needed hammer and dolly repair. My second one that I've done. So when I hit it with the grinder, you can see there's just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. And if you're going to get on me about using my grinder on the edge, I don't have a die grinder with me to use to do these little spots. So, I gotta get one. Anyway, this kink here, I've got to get out. It's not even really much of a kink, but it's, you know, borderline kink. I'll start, because you can feel it in the metal where it's, like even with my gloves on, you know, usually you can use your hand. With my gloves I can feel there's a high spot here. This is high. The low spots around it, so probably when I hammer this down, it'll bring these spots up. They're just little marks, who knows, you know, you never know when you're doing something like this. So let me give it another try. So, you can see I got the kink out now. There's just a slight bit of lowness there. Just a slight. So, I can't even really feel it too much. And I was looking, this isn't even a bend in the metal. Since I have an OEM, yeah, made on the same assembly line, Camaro red support, I looked. And there's actually supposed to be a bend there. So, looks like I'm in pretty good shape. All I gotta do is get these other little ones out. But this is pretty much, I know Bondo needed repair. You know what, I spoke too soon. There is going to be a skim coat going over this, but not even like really even a skim coat. Just like enough to fill in these grinder marks because, well, I'm pretty sure I took away a good amount of metal with using 24 grit on it. So I'm going to get that one little kink out. Then we're going to start working on this frame rail. I got to bend it. So, be right back. I'll weld that on too. So I got the wheel well shot in a self-etching primer. As you can see, it's starting to rain, so it's a bummer. I shot the frame rail, I ground it down because there was some rust on it and there were some pits. Sprayed it with the rush treatment, and I used the SEM etching primer. It's about $16.95 a can where I get it. Luckily the primer's dry, and you can see since it's black, wheel well looks pretty good. I got it pretty straight. So well, until I come back next weekend, because YouTube doesn't pay me to do this, I got work for the next 5 days. There it is all for now. See you people.